Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I know. It's more about the Bud Light thing. I know. But here's the thing. This is different because this is due to the LGBTQ plus, the far left, boycotting Bud Light. It is not seeming good for them. Dear God, you're getting roasted in the burning fiery of hell. It's interesting because now that they don't even have the warrant to like the Dylan Mulvaney controversy or Bud Light with the far left and I guess you could say conservatives or what have you. You would also have these have this. How they're going to get any money if both sides are hating them? I'm going to say, it's not likely. So, without further ado, let's go into it. LGBTQ plus bars boycott Bud Light for abandoning Dylan Mulvaney. It shows how little they care. Yeah, well, I guess they have to care about the profits, but now it doesn't seem to be going too well. See, the company doesn't seem to, when they did this so-called, release, the so-called, apology, it wasn't really an apology, so now they, it seems to be doing too well for them. LGBTQ plus venues are ditching Bud Light over claims its parent company abandoned trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney. Anheuser-Busch, the company that owns Bud Light, has been the target of a backlash since it sent Mulvaney a personalized beer can, which shared a single sponsored Instagram post. Bigots were furious. They smashed shelves, threatened the Bud Light with bomb threats. Kid Rock even filmed himself shooting a case of Bud Light. Addressing the furor of 14 April, Brendan Whitworth, CEO of Anheuser-Busch, said he never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. His statement has prompted for 5 LGBT bars in Chicago to drop Bud Light. The thing here is the reason why I'm reading this article specifically, because it's more of a far left article and stuff like that. It kind of ensures on what's being more accurate here, what's being portrayed. Because, this is just, the stuff that's going on. And here's the thing. The one thing to realize about the far left, right? Now, granted, they want the Bud Light to not abandon trans influencer while they're losing billions. So if you put in their perspective, the far left don't care if you're losing money or whatever, as long as you're supporting the Bud Light bars and stuff, what they want you to support, then I guess it's okay. You can run out of your business, lose your livelihood and everything. You just have to support what we do. That's kind of like what I see when they say stuff like this. Yeah, so I'll say it again one more time. If you do not support what we do, even regardless if you're losing billions and billions of dollars and you can go out of business and lose your livelihood and possibly all your money to make you be on the streets, we don't care. As long as you keep on trying to support us, we will abandon you. We'll not support you. Now, granted, you can say things to us to where if you're not supporting what we support, then we will abandon you. And I guess you could put to both rights here. But here's the thing. What we support is, what we will go with is trying to just, not become political. And the Iris become political. So, therefore, they just don't want to, cater to a group of people that the active majority of America is against. And they just don't, and the company essentially just wants to try to cater to the people that is giving them money, what the fans and what people have. That's normally the correct thing to do as a business. Now, obviously, my audience here is that I don't try to let everybody dictate what I have, but I also try to recognize my people's opinions, my audience opinions, and what have you. Now, and stuff like that is whatever. But here's the thing. We have this here, where we have Chicago gay bars stop selling Bud Light over other Anheuser-Busch beers after brand backs down to anti-trans critics from Block Club Chicago. And it's not looking too great here. This seems to be a massive issue for Bud Light, because now that they have the far left going against them, including even you want to say the far right, which is not really the far right, but conservatives going against them, then they have some serious issues here. But we have one great thing from the man himself, the man that's being prosecuted, Donald Trump, breaks silence on Bud Light controversy. And what he says is, it's time to beat the radical left at their own game. Money does talk. Anheuser-Busch now understands that great new book by Wayne Allen Root. Buy your copy today on Truth Social. Says Trump's comment references the news that Bud Light sales dropped multiple weeks in a row, with the recent figures showing sales volumes of Bud Light had fallen 21% in the week ending April 2021. Those protesting the brand celebrated the decline in sales as a sign that their actions is having an impact on the company, and has faced accusations of alienating its customer base. Many of those who expressed disappointment in Trump for saying "mum" on such a controversial controversial issue, pointing to his millions of dollars in Anheuser-Busch and Bev stock ownership as the cause. Trump's most recent 101-page disclosure, filed with Federal Election Commission and shared online by the New York Times in April, shows that he owns between $1 million and $5 billion in Anheuser-Busch and Bev. While the former president kept quiet about the Bud Light outrage, his eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., came under the fire from MAGA supporters last month after he defended Anheuser-Busch and called for the boycott to end. On a broadcast of his Trigger broadcast, Trump provoked the ire of conservatives, and he said, "I'm not for destroying an American and a kind of company for something like this." During a call with investors on Thursday, Michael Dworkis, and Bev CEO, spoke about decline, saying the company has significantly increased in our investments in Bud Light. This was a result of one can, he said on the call. It was not made for production or sale to general public. It was a one post, not a formal campaign or advertisement. So, that's the great big thing that's going on here, is that it seems that the far left is now even boycotting Anheuser-Busch, and Donald Trump finally makes his speak on the whole issue, and we're not too terribly surprised by this. But yeah, this company's in deep trouble, and I think they're going to be crying all the way there home to the bank, because there's going to be nothing left in it. There's just going to be an empty cellar of no cash flow. This is what happens when you don't try to care for your company, care for your audience. And as I was going to say with this whole situation on how the far left don't care about you as long as you're going bankrupt, and that you want to, essentially don't care about what happens to you as long as you support the ideology, and how we kind of are doing the same. Here's the one thing. It's one thing for a company to essentially not cater to its base, right? The far left are a very small minority. Right now, we're the majority. And as of what we're seeing here, is that the company's not catering to its majority, to its main audience. So if they're not going to do that, then, well, they lose money. A lot of these companies are doing this. What we have is Disney and Disney, Marvel, etc., all these world companies doing stuff like this, to where they want to cater to one demographic, and they're losing money. They're not gaining anything. I mean, yeah, they're getting millions because, it's always in the theaters, but they're losing money. They're not gaining anything. And eventually they're going to realize that they're going to have to stop. Because, again, these people don't support what they advocate for. And what we do. The thing is that when you get political and you're not going for the majority, you start losing money. And the company realized that they want to try to cater to the people that were giving them money, but we're not going to, because they didn't care for us to begin with. They did this on purpose. And even despite they say that it's from somebody else, from a, I guess you could say, that was a third party in the company, they still allowed it to happen. It's still there. So now they're facing repercussions for it. Don't let it down. Don't give up an inch. Keep up the boycott. Let them fall. Let them know that we will not stand for this BS anymore, because insanity is going to keep on coming. Alright guys, more coming out today. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content here. Like, subscribe, share, as always. Take care, ladies and gentlemen.